when I moved out here from the Western Road, the very first friend I made was a chap called Gordon. And even when I went to a different secondary school, by virtue of the burdens of Zappa, Cillian Murphy lore, I still stayed friends with Gordon. And Gordon had an older brother called John. John was a college graduate with a job, with a woman. And John was a kind of first generation Andy Summers guy. Tinge of the Edge, but mainly Andy Summers. And John had a Strat, real Strat, and basically used kind of flanging chorus with some distortion delay type stuff, and was a really, really good guitar player, kind of understated, really, really good. So Gordon brought me out to see John, and we were like 13, 14 kind of thing, and John was like, yeah, run along there now. And Gordon said, John, he can play guitar. And he was like, sure, no, like a good boy there, off you go. And third time, he said, John, he can play. All right, here's the guitar. So I kind of flipped it around as I played left-handed and played some Eddie Van Halen stuff. And he was like, okay. And then I did the piece de resistance, In the Groove by the Professor. Prof, you were the greatest. Still are. Nicest guy you could meet. And inspiration, man. One of the first live bands I saw play. And you were the real deal. So anyway, after playing In the Groove, he said, oh, I want to play that. And showed him how to do it. And he was like, what are you doing Monday night? And I'm like, nothing. Coming out here. So I would go to his house on a Monday night with my guitar, plug into another amp that he had, and we would kind of extemporize ideas, kind of the genesis of ideas, kind of little riff here, motif there, pattern here, rhythm structure here, some chords and stuff. We kind of work it out, rhythms and blah, blah, blah. And, it was absolutely fantastic. I kind of learned a lot. I was able to develop ideas, and it stood me in good stead later on for Midway and for Interference. That was the school of learning for those two bands. So anyway, after a while, John decided that he was going to invite some of his mates. Again, all college graduates with women, with cars and big jobs. And there I was, like 14, didn't even do my junior cert yet, and completely incongruous. So it was fine with John, we had some good times, but then like kind of, I didn't really fit in kind of thing. And second night I came out, it was one of the best exeunts / jump before you're pushed kind of thing ever. Seriously fantastic. John said, Mark, could you go across to the shop and get me a pack of 20 Rothmans? And I was like, John, sure thing. You got it. And he goes, John, all right. John said then, Mark, let me give you the money. And I was like, John, it's on me, man. No problem. Packed up my guitar and walked off home in the rain. And that I never saw John again. That was the end of it. And the very next day, I came home from school, put on my West German Army parka, got my Eddie Merckx bike, and cycled up to Calderwood looking for Gavan Hennessy. Thank you for listening.